Can we trust our feelings? Can we trust our somatic reading of life? Can we trust our feelings? Now often you hear people say, trust your feelings. I would suggest that's not necessarily true. Acknowledge your feelings, yes. Be there as the observing presence for your feelings, yes. Be aware of your feelings, accept that they are there. Trust, which means to take them to be the truth, or the truth for you, that may be doubtful, because it depends where these feelings arise in you. Now, a lot of the time, people misinterpret reality because they look at reality through the veil of their conditioning, and that contributes to a huge amount of conflict in life. You see it through your beliefs, your prior experiences in childhood. Therefore, it's not that easy to say, where does this feeling that I have arise? Where does this feeling originate? Does it come from a deeper, the intuitive place? The intuition comes out of being present. Intuition does not come out of the conditioning of your mind. If you have an intuition, it is usually not tainted by negativity such as anger or fear. Excessive thought activity often creates scenarios of things going wrong that are not happening now, may never happen, often probably will never happen, and even if they did happen, the actual situation would actually be easier to face than the imaginary situation in your mind, because there's nothing you can do, there's no action you can take to remedy an imaginary situation except to stop thinking it. Are there any thought processes connected with the fear? Is it possible that certain thoughts that you think frequently or habitually produce the fear? If people live unconsciously, they're not aware of this, it's very easy to become a victim of your circumstances. Many humans are victim of their circumstances. Their inner state of consciousness is completely determined by the external world, by other people, by what happens on the outside. So they're at the mercy of circumstances, even on the smallest level, at the mercy of another human being. You meet another human being who is angry. If you are not sufficiently present, this human being who is angry will trigger the same emotion in you. And so you are at the mercy of somebody else's state. It has an almost addictive quality to it. You are then at the mercy of whatever mental virus is floating around in the collective energy field. And without knowing it, it infects you. So you absorb all that collective energy field. You can't see it, it's underneath the surface of things. And you're then taken over by a mental, emotional energy field. Without knowing it, you think that's you. You're identified with this collective energy field. So you've been taken over by what could be described as a virus, a mental virus, a mental emotional virus. And you find yourself in a state of either fear or a state of anger or anxiety. When you identify with that state of anger or anxiety or fear, you become it, or it becomes you. It becomes part of your identity. To be unconscious is to completely identify with a mental emotional energy field. Identify means you seek yourself in it. It takes you over. You don't know yourself except through that. Your consciousness is completely identified with that energy. Fear grows, anger grows. So there's an equivalent on the mental level to what we have on the physical level. It can also lead to an intensification of external problems. When more and more people are being taken over by negative energy fields without knowing it, then they create, in the external, they create whatever corresponds to their inner state of consciousness. At least there's a part of you that knows this is not totally real. The fear is being produced by my mind. You may not yet be able to step out of it, but at least you know that you're in the grip of it. The worst thing is to be in the grip of it and not even knowing it, because you're so identified with it. It is absolutely real to you. And then perhaps after a while the energy exhausts itself, and then you can begin to say, okay, you will step out of those fearful thoughts, because they are creating suffering, and then begin to feel the inner energy field of the body. This is a form of awakening out of complete identification with thinking. It really is an awakening, and you can observe it in yourself. Maybe everybody has experienced awakening from a nightmare and feeling such relief that you're in bed and it's safe.